Great sadhakas, listeners, shrotas, welcome. Receive the salutations, receive the gratitudes, receive the congratulations, and pray together for our sessions to be fruitful for the purpose for which we are seated every day. Let us remember once all our 13 Vyaktitvas to be strengthened in us consciously with conscious efforts. Lokaseva Vyaktitva, Dharma Sthapana Vyaktitva, Viraga Vyaktitva, Bhakta Vyaktitva, Shishya Vyaktitva, Mumukshu Vyaktitva, Jignasu Vyaktitva, Shrotru Vyaktitva, Sadhakatva Vyaktitva, Parishrami Vyaktitva, Prerita Vyaktitva, Prashanta Gambhira Vyaktitva, संस्कृत भाषा ज्ञाता व्यक्तित्व व्याकरण सहित. Wholeheartedly, intensely, deeply remember and salute and extend gratitudes and extend prayers to all the six sources of protection, six sources of empowerment, six sources of blessings. The Parabrahma Tattva, Ishvara Tattva, Parashakti Tattva, Devata Ganas, the Guru Ganas, the Shastra Gana. Shastras available all the time. We have to approach them. Gurus are always available. They come near to us. We have to recognize them, accept them, surrender. Devata Ganas, always everywhere there. Their presence, their contribution to be remembered and for favors and better equipments. Consciously we have to pray to them. Do the due upasanas. The Jagannatha Shakti Swarupini, where is the place or thing where she is not there? That Shakti Swarupini Mata is remembered, saluted, prayed for. The required Shakti for the Adhyatmika sadhana. Where is not this Ishvara Tattva continuously in his dynamic operation, dynamic activity of Srishti, Sthiti, Dharma Samstapana, Sthiti Kalo, Kale, Laya. Going on doing. Have the vision, we see them everywhere. Have the maturity, we understand their glory. Have the clarity, we know the need of their blessings. And have the understanding as to how to invoke their blessings. The Brahma Tattva Sada Sarvatra Vidyamana Adhisthana Rupena. Welcome. A great Shastra. We have started studying the Upanishad series. Upanishad Sravanti. Good amount of time back, around 4 years. Exactly. 2020. We have started on May, June, July, August, 3 months more. 1, 2, 3, 4 years. 21, 22, 23, 24. Ninth Upanishad we are into now. Shwethashwathara Rishi has given. Shwethashwathara Shakha. Prathamodhyayah. Jagat Karananveshana, taking us to the Brahma Tattva. Today in that first chapter, furthermore we will see the introduction to the fourth mantra. in which completely, comprehensively, Parabrahma Paramatma in all his transcendental aspect, in all his immanent aspect, we are given details, we are explained with a comprehensive idea how the reality has to be understood in total as by himself purely and also with regard to what we see the world. In continuation of that, only the fourth mantra, very extensive it is, key that Karana Rupi Brahma Tattva alone, Brahman alone, is there as Karya also. So, at the final level of evolution, everything which is in any Rupa Nama is to be realized as that Karana Param Brahma only. This will be explained with all details again in the fourth mantra. Very good, huh? These two. Bhashya to Chaturtha mantra, Chaturtha mantra, Panchama mantra. If we can master these in our understanding, taking our own time, it's a very good clarity for the Vedantins. Let us try. We have seen a 30-40% of it. Further, we will see today. Slowly, steadily only. हमारी गाड़ी गुड से भी थोड़ा स्लो है. Before that, our sankalpa. Before that, our prarthana, mangalacharana shlokas. And before that, as we do every day, for some time, our manana chintana regarding some useful tips for our sadhana. Contemplative tips, common sense thoughts, you can say. Today, what we'll discuss are these few things in spirituality. What is spirituality? What is to be done in spirituality? What our gurus, elders have told. ये है आध्यात्मिकता. In that, first thing is what? How quickly we are coming back and tracing back to the identity that we are Adhyatmika sadhakas. First thought. How quickly we are coming back to the identity that we are sadhakas. We are remembering that we are the sadhakas. From whatever the worldly activity and identity we were at that time. How quickly, like I am doing this pravachana. So the pravachanakara is an identity. But this pravachanakara is a sadhaka or I have forgotten that I am sadhaka. Because while doing pravachana, 100% chance is there that I become that karta, satsanga karta. That satsanga karta can or cannot be the sadhaka, depending on my conscious awareness. So when I do this consciously as sadhaka, I am on right track. Or finish this job and quickly come back to the identity that I am sadhaka. How quickly I trace back myself to the sadhakatva consciously. सबसे पहले because slip होते रहते हैं हम because of so many activities we have to do, obligatory compulsion for so many reasons, you all know that. But turant, then how continuously we maintain that thought that I am sadhaka. Isn't it? Like the actors on the stage. Ulta example है ये. Continuously they maintain the identity that they are the actors. And that particular role is given to them. And those actions, dialogues, facial expressions, movements, they have to do. To the extent they are able to be perfectly aware of their role there and get engrossed in it. their display or their pradarshana is so beautiful that the people clap and the whole program is a great success. You can see some of the stage plays. Nowadays तो कम हो गए, बेचारे भटक रहे वो लोग, कोई मिल नहीं रहे उनको स्पॉन्सर करने वाले. बट इफ एनी एपिसोड ऑफ रामायण महाभारत कुछ भी लेते, हाउ टोटली एंग्रॉस दोज कैरेक्टर्स. उनमें आउट ऑफ 10 तीन चार तो ऐसे होते हैं ना, फुल्ली दे आर इनटू दैट आइडेंटिटी. भगवान कृष्ण हो या राम हो या भीम हो या दुर्योधन हो या कर्ण हो या युधिष्ठिर हो, कुछ भी. That's an ulta example. Really, they are somebody, but they took the identity of a role. Same thing here, but we are tracing back ki I am sadhaka. And how long we maintain that I am sadhaka thought consciously. Consciously. Like that girl married, she'll develop that thought and maintain ki now I am the bahu of this house. Somebody joins a job, so I am that particular positioned person in that job. See that identity maintenance. So the driver in that bus, I am the driver, consciously maintains. So we all consciously maintain I am samsari thought. इसका बहुत बड़ा आदत हो गया जन्म जन्म से. Instead of that, I am the sadhaka wala thought. Base first. How long we can, how quickly we come back to I am sadhaka identity, and how long I maintain, and how deeply I become aware of it. Which is very, very tough, huh? Not as easy as it is said. Because with our very little superficial spiritual knowledge and lot of importance still to the world, we tend to identify with the world and worldly relations only more. I am the husband or I am the wife or I am the mother or I am the father or I am so. यही ज़्यादा होते रहते हैं. बिकॉज उसका जरूरत महसूस होता है, आदत पीछे पड़ा रहता है. Even though occasion or requirement is not there. There's nobody around you. Your children there, husband or wife there. कोई है ही नहीं, बट फिर भी मन से आता रहता है, आई एम सो एंड सो. दैट संसारी रिलेटिविटी, संसारा रिलेटेड आइडेंटिटी, उससे हमको मैं आध्यात्मिक साधकों वाला आइडेंटिटी में आना चाहिए, मेंटेन करना है ना. डर लगता है बिकॉज इन द स्पिरिचुअल आइडेंटिटी बाकी सारे आइडेंटिटी स्टार्ट गेटिंग reduced, not totally given up straight away. अपने टाइम में हो जाते हैं. इवन somebody wants to give up, they can't, जब तक प्रारब्ध होता है. बट साधना की बात हम कर रहे हैं. देन आफ्टर दिस वे associating, identifying ourselves as sadhaka, then there starts the struggle or fighting or war. And the struggle, fighting, war is every moment. Okay, in those every moment, how many moments we have won, we are victorious to that extent. How many moments we have lost, we are lost. Moment by moment हमको जीतना है. As a sadhaka, by doing sadhana. Every moment. So one moment is done, 10 minutes gap, again another moment. वहाँ से लेकर every moment we have to be victorious. Like the stage play, every moment, the driver, every moment is that. 1 second if he forgets his driver, thinks about somebody or something, that is enough for accident. So to that person on the stage, one moment he forgets that actor, dialogue is forgotten. You know, he's a part of the group, suddenly he forgets his dialogue or his action at that time. Everybody is surprised there. अरे क्या होगा इसको, फिर से he'll have to come back. Like in sports also. A moment only those batsmen just become disturbed, enough clean bowled. तो हमको मोमेंट को जीतना है. देन एवरी मोमेंट को जीतना है. यही है जिंदगी. दिस इज स्पिरिचुअलिटी. To achieve that only, the so-called sadhakas convince sadhakas, go to those places where they can win maximum moments. And uska karte karte in many, many lives, every moment they are victorious. Okay. And in what sadhana we have to be victorious every moment are these five things. At five levels they are there. Five moments. Five sadhanas in five things. We have to be victorious. Every moment. याद रखो मैं साधक हूं हर पल मुझे जीतना है साधना करके फर्स्ट विक्ट्री फर्स्ट थिंग सीक्वेंस आप कुछ भी बना लो आई जस्ट कीप टेलिंग फर्स्ट थिंग टू बी डन एवरी मोमेंट इज जगत असत्यत्व निश्चय निर्णय फॉर दैट द रिक्वायर्ड विचारण जगत असत्यत्व सो टू जगत मिथ्यात्व सो टू जगत बंधन कारणत्व every moment we have to be doing this struggle to understand it. Take your own example, others' examples, etc. And the reasonings which we have studied in Mandukya or other Upanishads, even in this one earlier. Jagat asatyatva, jagat mithyatva, jagat bandha karanatva. Asatyatva is actually it's not there. Mithyatva is hai only for sadhana and vyavahara and dharma. Bandha karanatva, if you give more importance, then you will be bound as a samsari. How many moments we can do this? Even to listen to this, we need a himmat. And डर लगता है. As if, the base on which we are standing, that is pulled away, taken away. Because for us, Jagat is real. We are a part of the Jagat. It is giving us so much sukha through so many of the involvements. Sort of to think about it is asat and mithya and bandhanakar. थोड़ा लगता है. That sentimental, emotional जब है हम ठीक है स्वामी जी अगले जन्म में मिलेंगे we postpone it for many lives. But then we are only understanding a theory. Whoever is able to do to whatever the extent, he will be assured of spiritual growth by himself. This is the first sadhana. जगत असत्यत्व मिथ्यात्व बंध कारण सब आ जाएंगे उसमें सब कुछ एंटायर आउटर वर्ल्ड ऑफ शब्द स्पर्श रूप रसगंध वस्तु व्यक्ति व्यापार विशेष all of them. And true, when you sleep, where is the whole world? When we are in dream, where is the whole world? When we are retired, when is the whole world? When the people left and gone, where is the world? उस समय तक ही है तभी जब हम उसको वैल्यू देते हैं. वैल्यू नहीं दिया तो नहीं. Like sometime people are next to us, but we don't value them. So as good as they are not there. In other incidents, people are hundreds, thousand kilometers away from us, but we think about them, so they are next to us only. विचित्र है कि नहीं? Think about it. First one. The second achievement, every moment we have to achieve is the upadhis. Deha, Indriya, Prana, Mano, Buddhi, Vasanamaya Kosha and functional individuality. इनका भी control of them, mastery of them, using it for sadhana wherever they can help us, then detaching from them, dissociating from them with that they are anatma. अनात्म भाव से उपाधियों से भी हमें छुटकारा पाना. This is what is to be achieved, conquered in that moment. This is higher than the earlier one. So either you do that or do this, whichever is possible, whichever is required, depending on our requirement of evolution. For our evolution, उसको करना है. हर पल उसमें रहना हमको. एक एक उपाधि ले लो. बॉडी, known to me, given to me, I am in that. It's not permanent. It's modifying. As it becomes old, its abilities, senilities go away. So as long as I'm in that, let me do my sadhana. When the time of departure or anything comes, let me gracefully accept it. Let me not identify with it. यदि इस तरह का जितने भी विचार, जिससे बॉडी इज नॉट बिकमिंग ए लायबिलिटी. We have to be in that only. We have to use it. We have to maintain it. We have to give it food and bathing, everything every day. फिर भी उससे जो नहीं करना है नहीं करना, जो साधना करना करना, सेम टाइम डिटैच, अनात्म भाव. So too the pranas, the mana, the buddhi, each one we have to. क्योंकि anywhere we leave it out, then our sadhana is not complete. है क्या नहीं? लाइक ना सारे मसाले डाले सब्जी में, लेकिन कच्चा है सब्जी, उबला नहीं है, तो यू कैन नॉट हैव टेस्ट. उबल गया लेकिन ज्यादा उबल गया, देन ओनली नो टेस्ट. सब्जी उबला लेकिन यू हैव नॉट एडेड गुड मसालास, you won't get taste. Spirituality maybe all have to be achieved. That's why it takes time. First to understand, second to accept, third to start, fourth to go on doing it. कुछ लोग स्टार्ट करते लेकिन for some or the other weakness or reason, again they stop or withdraw. Doesn't go waste, whatever they have done. From there they pick up. Our job, our idea, our effort should be as much as we are able to do, we do. Unless very terrible prarabdhas, individual or a total, take us away from sadhana, we will not live. ये हमारा लक्ष्य है. पूरा तो हमारे हाथ में नहीं रहता. Because what lot we have as prarabdha, what Ishwar has planned for us, we don't know. उसका भी हमें याद रख. Second is about these upadhis. Every moment, we cannot afford to, like the mind wants to go here and there in its emotions, attachments, or the intellect is projecting some desire of any bhoga. कोई भी हो, eatables हो सकते हैं, seeable हो सकते हैं आंख से. So that awareness, so I am now identified with this upadhi, and this upadhi is seeking that bhoga, but it creates vasanas. It strengthens my identity with the upadhi. It pushes me to become samsari, but I am to sadhaka. Therefore, let me not involve in it, which is a very tough job. Like a smoker. The other day, I was having cough. When I went, then doctor said there's problem in the lungs. He told me to stop it, but my mind is wanting to smoke. I will not do it. Isn't it? That's an achievement. 100% cigarettes smoke करने वाला 80% smoke करके 20 छोड़ दिया. That also is achievement. Then he will make 50 smoke and leave. Then instead of taking 2 cigarettes for 1 hour, 1 he has taken. This is how one has to conquer. Dhere dhere. Same way with each of the upadhis, our victory is what? Using them yet detached. Because I am sadhak. दूसरी बात हो गई है. तीसरी बात क्या है? Every moment, how much we are. Third one is tuning to the Saguna Ishvara in whatever the form. Will you call him as Om, Omkara? You call it Rama or Krishna or Shiva, Devi or Hanuma. कोई भी हो गणपति. How much we are tuning to that Ishvara every moment. His presence, His great power is ruling the whole universe, and His grace in our life also. Then our need from Him, and how to tune to Him, how to have that devotion, the prarthana, the upasana, sadhana, all those things, प्रार्थना, निरंतर उस ईश्वर का चिंतन. If one is achieving this one, the earlier two are already done. The one who is in Ishwar Chintan is not worried about Upadhi. Chintan is going on with Mana and Buddhi. They are divinized only. Because you are even Ishwara Chintan. That is expected and wanted. And at that time, the outer world, we are not even worried about, remembering about. Therefore, that asatyatva, mithyatva is already achieved. Those who cannot continuously think the Ishvara, the reasons are the we are caught up at Upadhi and the world, इसलिए हम वहाँ से शुरू करते. Remember, one of the day, when the mood is good, straight away we are in the mood of Ishvara Upasana without needing the other two. Some other day we'll be so much lost in the world कि वहाँ से start करना पड़ेगा हमको साधना कि I am in this jagat, taking it as real, getting caught up. So let me understand it's there mithya. So let me maintain that it's dissociation, detachment. So every day is not same. Which prakriti of our sattvic, rasic, tamasic becomes dominant. We don't know. Therefore, whichever that day can be done, that we have to do. That day, that hour, that moment. Moment की बात हो रही ना. Because स्वभाव नामक चीज को तुरंत we cannot discard right now. Many lives we have to do sadhana to eliminate all that, purify all that, then we can command it. Otherwise, स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. सदृशं चेष्टिते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेः ज्ञानवानपि. स्वस्याः प्रकृतेः सदृशं ज्ञानवानपि चेष्टते. Even Mahagnani of all Shastras, when it comes to Cheshta, Prakriteः sadrusham cheshtate. He will behave, perform according to his Prakriti only. Prakriti yanti bhutani. Oh, you can't just like that neglect. You have to be aware. So, keeping in mind that day, that hour, what is my mood, to which sadhana to do. Like the grihini at home. कौन सा दिन है आज? छुट्टी का दिन, घर सब रहेंगे. So let them enjoy food. So what items you have to make? She will make more. क्या क्या available है? क्या लाना है? See, she is very conscious. So too, we have to be conscious of today what's my mood, what sadhana. Some of the intelligent people, a day before night only, they make a plan. That works. Even though we have planned, still the mind and its mood have its own way. But the planning also a part of sadhana. If not 120% we can do. Like yesterday night. If you had planned, tomorrow I'll go to class anyway, you will come. The thought helps. Because you can say also, tomorrow though I'll not attend class. That also will help you that you will not attend. In spite of whatever the situation. When the thought is there, I will not attend. Even though convenience is there, you will not because thought. But I will attend the thought, hai? Even if it's inconvenient because of the thought, somehow you manage it. Half of the class at least you listen. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So it works. This is the third one. Now the fourth one is what? Next one is how much we are able to do the vicharana of the reality, the truth, the Atman, the Brahman, with the help of the Upanishadic mantras every moment. Every moment की बात हो रही है. No movement is going in our life waste without doing any of these sadhanas which are needed. Number one, number two, number three, now the fourth one we are seeing. That are we able to remember? Like Kashi Panchakam is over, Kaupina Panchakam will be there in 2 or 3 classes in our evening class. There we will be told Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadharamantah. So he is talking directly about the fourth point. फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड लेटर ऑन ही विल से जो नहीं कर पाएगा ये उनके लिए नेक्स्ट जो नेक्स्ट में जो ऑलरेडी हमने देखा. सो हाउ मच आई एम एबल टू रिमेंबर few mantras of Upanishads or Gita in which Tattva is told, both in its Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. Swarupa is Satchit Ananda, Tatastha is about he himself is the Ishvara, with his Sushtistha Layadi Shakti, Karuna Adi Shakti. So that निर्गुण ब्रह्म का कितना हम चिंतन कर पाते हैं, ये फोर्थ साधन, which is more tougher because the मंत्र याद होना चाहिए और उसका पद we have to know the meaning of the words, the total sentence का meaning. And the Upanishadic mantras are mystical, they are not straight. Not straight for us because we have traveled so much distance in time. Therefore, Upanishadic way we are not. In those days of Upanishadic Kala, to those disciples, what Guru said was straight only because they were tuned that way, their minds were that way. हम बदल गए, अब श्रुति तो वही होती है, इसलिए मिस्टेक इज एट आवर लेवल, डजेंट मैटर. बट व्हेन वी ट्राई नथिंग इज इम्पॉसिबल. Like when you say that Mundaka Upanishad, Divyo Hyamurtaha Purushaha Savahyabhyantaro Hyajaha Aprano Hyamana Shubhraha Yaksharat Parata Paraha. So one by one word, Divyaha, Amurtaha. He is pure consciousness. Divya means Amurtam is beyond Rupa Nama. Purushaha is all pervading the Puri, the individual Puri as the total Brahmanda Puri. Sabahya Abhyantaraha, he is outside, is inside also. Ajaha is birthless. अप्राणः प्राण प्राण शक्ति क्रिया क्रिया शक्ति उनके अंदर नहीं है, उनके कारण हो सकते हैं, उनके प्रेजेंस में हो सकते हैं. अमनाहा is beyond the mind. Shubhraha is without duality. Aksharat paratah paraha. Paratah aksharat paraha is beyond the Maya and all. ऐसे श्लोक. That moment you have done it, you are successful. Because jnana drud ho raha hai. Tattva jnana and atma jnana, which is very essential. That jnana abhyasa is very essential, which you and I have to do as a next step after being regular to the Upanishad class. Being regular to Upanishad class is a great achievement. But that Upanishad mantron ka vicharan. Fourth one. Fifth and the last is what? To that truth or reality which we were contemplating with the help of Upanishadic mantra, how much we are identifying ourselves with that. So that Divya Purusha is me only, that Amurta Purusha is me only, that Aja Purusha is me only, that Apranaha, Amanaha, Shubhraha. How many moments we can thought wise say that we are that, we are that, we are that, I am that, I am that, I am that. It is called as Ahangrahopasana, Brahmagrahopasana, Sohangrahopasana. Vritti ke level par. When that vritti becomes deeper, intense, that vritti becomes a vehicle which takes us nearer and nearer to the experience. And at the nearest level of the experience, the vritti gets dropped. The vehicle is dropped. Then the vritti ki zarurat nahi wala experience will come. An experience which doesn't require the vritti, which is our goal. I am that अनुभूति. For that कोई उपाधि की जरूरत नहीं है. For experience, it is अप्रमेय. कोई प्रमाणों की जरूरत नहीं है for the आत्मानुभूति. But because in our ignorance, delusion, we have gone away very far, so to come near, like to reach the house, you don't need vehicle. हाँ, you need vehicle when you have gone out of the house दूर. वहां से आने के लिए गाड़ी चाहिए. और घर तक आते ही गाड़ी छोड़ी अंदर आ गए. अब अंदर जो बंदा है उसको गाड़ी क्या जरूरत. Same way to the reach to the self, the gadi of upadhis are not required. When you have gone away, to come back we need it. The vehicle is the thought. Riding the thought, we go into the world and suffer. Riding the thought, we come back home, the self, and get liberated. Which is that thought? We have to know. If it is Jagat Vritti, we are becoming samsari. If we are the Atma Vritti, Brahma Vritti, we are coming back to our own self. So total, how many things? 5 of them. 7 totally. First is how quickly, frequently we are becoming aware that we are sadhaka. Second is the goal target of conquering every moment. In that, 5 things that to be done. Jagat, Upadhi, Saguna Ishvara, Nirguna Brahma, identity with him. In these 5, जितना हम कर सकते हैं उतना हम स्पिरिचुअल है. देखो, when you see all these 5, there is no samsara. When you don't do any of these 5, then what remains is samsara only. Samsara means becoming aware of the world as real, identifying the upadhi, and with that upadhi, going back into the world and worldly activity, forgetting the self, forgetting the reality. So इन 5 में ही जितना ज़्यादा हम समय व्यतीत कर सके, sincerely, seriously, lovingly, willingly, ambitiously, inspiredly, optimistically, then we can be relaxed कि हम कर रहे हैं. Otherwise हमको हमेशा टेंशन लेना ही पड़ेगा कि हम नहीं कर रहे. नहीं करने का टेंशन और समथिंग एल्स करने का टेंशन. अब क्या है, नो टेंशन, आई नो व्हाट टू डू, आई एम डूइंग व्हाट आई नो. अब जब होगा रिजल्ट होगा, यू कांट कमांड इट राइट अवे, स्ट्रेट अवे, बट वी नो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज राइट. In all these, obviously, without saying it goes, the fifth one is the ultimate, that I am in that experience of oneness with the self. Then the fourth one is the second level, where I am identifying myself with that. The third one is the vicharana of the Brahma Tattva. Then the Isaguna Sakara Ishvara Upasana. We need it. Then the Aurorsa Upadhi. Then the Jagat Mithyatva. हर एक का अपना अपना रोल है स्पिरिचुअल. दैट्स व्हाई यू सी a complete any of the Shastra deals with all these subjects. Bhagavad Gita, every Adhyaya you take, every Upanishad you take, it talks about most of these things. About Jagat Mithya होता है in some Upanishad, एक या दो श्लोक होते हैं बस. Because a person who has come to Upanishad level is expected to be full of vairagya to the Jagat. है ना, विवेक वैराग्य समाधि षटक संपदा मुमुक्षुत्वम के बाद ही तो श्रवण है ना. Yesterday we discussed this topic. Therefore, it is expected. Therefore, a hint is given, that's it, in Upanishads. But in the Smriti Grantha and Gita, more and more that is talked. Like you saw in Yogavasta, entire one Prakaranam is about that Vivek and Vairagya. Wonderful it was. Okay, so let us be this way. Enjoy ourselves being sadhaka more and more by really being sadhaka, by doing what is to be done silently in our own chambers. And the amount of confidence, the self-respect that comes to us with this is beautiful, tremendous. नहीं है तो क्या होगा? As I told you once, remember 2-3 months back, the outer jiva in me must be succeeding in the outer activities of the world. But the inner jiva always will be in a regret and guilt. यार हम तो जन्म लिए इस काम के लिए नहीं, हम तो प्रॉमिस किए थे when we were in the womb of the mother, हमने भगवान से भीख मांगी when we were not given the sharira, कि give the body, give the human body, please I will do the sadhana. ये अंदर का जीव तड़पता रहता है. बाहर का वाला, he may be enjoying. Two sides of a coin. I only am there, talking to the people, enjoying the world of the things, etc. But the same me has other aspect inside. कि यार इससे तो टाइम ही वेस्ट हो रहा है, इससे तो साधना ही नहीं हो रहा है. That, that unsung misery, you call it as. There are no words to that. But it goes on becoming miserable. Like many of us have unsaid misery in the world, in life, is a complaint to somebody. अब पति को बोलती नहीं लेकिन रोती है. But he is asking, why are you crying? She says, I don't know. Something she can't explain, miserable. Some people are like. In the same way, the jiva inside us is always in that miserable panic situation. Even though outside we are active and all. We have to really, not the outer jiva, inner jiva ko hame value dena hai. And he will be happy only when these spiritual things are there. Because for that he has come, in that there is his evolution of nearing to the reality. Like example, I don't know whether it is आपको होता है कि नहीं, मेरे को नहीं पता, मुझे होता है. When I do the class, the joy fulfillment is so much. Even though like you, I also miss the world at the time of class. जैसे आपको नाश्ता करके सब करने का मन मेरे को, but I commend it in the class. After the class is in, the inner sadhak खुश हो जाता, अरे class किया रे बाबा आज. Isn't it? Every time that inner fellow has to be made satisfied. He will be satisfied only in spiritual growth. That's why the people, though have gone through a lot of struggles throughout life, when look back and see कि हमने पुण्य किया, हमने साधना, हम गुरु के पास गए, हम के उनके चरण पखारे, those memories are so blissful, joyful, that the other difficulties, whatever they had outside, even the bhoga, they don't even remember and value that. So who is saying all that? The inner one. Like if I look back my 4-5 years, Great joy because we have done good amount of study. Outcome will be slow. We know that our capacities are less. But when you look back, relentlessly doing that work, you also regularly attending is a fulfillment in itself, where we realize our gurus know, our God knows. Other ordinary human beings may not appreciate. We are not interested also. And this is not for appreciation or certification. But there is a joy. All Upanishad with Bhashya we are trying to listen. The big books like Yoga Vasishta we are able to give time to study. It's not an ordinary achievement and ordinary fulfillment. Glorious it is. Great it is. And the people miss those classes and don't even regret means they have their own priorities, etc. But the fulfillment in us. So उनको अंदर वाले को हमें खुश करना है, बाहर वाला क्या? बाहर वाला इन उपाधि तादात्म्य, he only wants the bhoga here and there. उसको सप्रेस करना है. Like in your own child, the bhogi child is there and to be developed child is there in him. You can't encourage the bhogi child जो सोना चाहता है, खाना चाहता है. But inside there is a child prosperous, prospectus. उसको encourage करना है. Then you have to make him study by encouraging, etc. In us also, there are two Vyaktitvas. The outer one always seeking the outer one, the inner one who wants to evolve. उसको पहचानना है हमको. बढ़िया होगा वो. Right? We try to understand today in a nutshell spirituality. Thank you. Om 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 Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Sarashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं वदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ओम वीताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजरदे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कले विमलं चरणं भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदै साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त्यात्मिकप्रगतेकथा शान्त्यर्थमस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने निश्चितस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थमनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययनसाधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहमथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः. ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. यत पारायणं. Friends, in the Parayanam, we are in the third chapter, 6th to 10th. Okay. Om Tatah Param Brahma Param. No. यामिषुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते विवर्ष्यस्तवे सर्वेश्वरः. यामिषुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते विवर्ष्यस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि कंसीः पुरुषं जगत्. ततः परं ब्रह्म परं बृहन्तं यथा निकायं सर्वभूतेषु गूढं विश्वस्यैकं परवेष्टितारम् ईशं तं ज्ञात्वामृता भवन्ति. वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विदित्वाति मृत्युमेति नान्य पन्था विद्यते यनाय. यस्मात् परं न परमस्ति किञ्चित् यस्मान्नानीयो न ज्यायोऽस्ति कश्चित् वृक्ष इव स्तब्धो दिवि तिष्ठत्येकः तेनेदं पूर्णं पुरुषेण सर्वं ततो यदुत्तरतरं तदरूपमनामयम् य एतद् विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ति अथ इतरे दुःखम् एव अपि यन्ति. Tomorrow we will see the remaining. Thank you. Om Shanti. Now be attentive. Yesterday we started seeing the Sambandha Bhashya for the fourth mantra. Okay. What is the starting point of it? Is Evam Tavat. What is discussed so far? So far. Listen carefully. As I said in the introduction, in this Lamba Bhashya of big lines, Bhagavan Shankaraji is trying to bring all understanding about the Brahman at one place. In that all understandings, there are only two. One is Nirguna Nirakara, transcendental expression. Second is Saguna Sakara expression, in which, depending on his works, he is explained this way. The idea is what? We that thus have to transcendentally Brahman ko accept kare, and that's our goal. Immanently also, we have to accept his presence, because if not, then we give value reality to the world. Then we will be going away from that Saguna Paramatma, and we will be going away from the Nirguna. कहीं रहो निर्गुण को नहीं छोड़ना, परमात्मा को नहीं छोड़ना. That is the main point. Therefore, his presence is everywhere, and it is logical, and it is Shastra's quotation. And when on the highest level of maturity, when we go in our sadhana, we will see it also. Nirguna Brahma bhi hai, and Sagun mein bhi wo hai. When the manifested Jagat is there in front. So, that Paramatma, देवात्म शक्तिम यह कारणानि निखिलानि कालात्म युक्तानि अधितिष्ठति एकः. One side is देवात्म शक्ति, second is यह कारणानि निखिलानि अधितिष्ठति एकः. Two pictures of Brahman are given. In that, देवात्म शक्तिम talks about Paramatma's saguna sakara expression, where is a creator, etc. यह कारणानि निखिलानि तानि एकः अधितिष्ठति. One Adhisthana, who is a substratum for all the Karanas. Which are they? Devatma Shakti. Kala Swabhavo Niyatir Yadrucha Bhutani Yoni Purushaiti Chintyana. In sub Karano ka Adhisthana. Here is talked as the Nirguna. Okay. So Kalatma Yuktana iti ekaha iti ekasya advitiyasya paramatmanaha. Of one Eka Advitiya non-dual Paramatma, of him only. Catch this main point. Ekasya Advitiyasya Paramatmanaha, Eka Advitiya Paramatma ka hi Swarupena Shakti Rupena. Swarupa, where he alone is there. Shakti Rupena, he only expressing as Shakti and doing all creation. So Swarupena Shakti Rupena cha. As a Swarupena Nimitta Karanena and Shakti Rupena Upadana Karanatva. Swarupena Nimitta Upadanena, this one. Upadana Karana, what is called? Swarupena Shakti Rupena cha Nimitta Karana Upadana Karanatvam. Nimitta bhi ho gaya, Upadan bhi ho gaya. Then what? Maitvena Ishvara Rupatvam. With this Maya Shakti, he has become Ishvara. As a part of that only, Devata Atmatva Sarvajñatvadi Rupatvam. Devatatmatva Sarvajñatvati Rupatva Ishvaratva. These are all when the Brahman is with Maya. When the Brahman is with Maya, he is Ishvara, is the Devatatma, and is also Sarvajñatva. सर्वज्ञत्व सर्वेश्वरत्व सर्वव्यापकत्व सर्वसृष्टित्व सर्वभोक्तृत्व सर्वसंहारकत्व, ये सारे परमात्मा का माया के रूप से. So when Parabrahma is Maya, is Ishvara, is Devatatma, and he is Sarvajñatva adi Guna Yukta with Mayitvena. Okay. मायित्वेन ईश्वर रूपत्वम देवतात्म सर्वज्ञत्वादि रूपत्वम. Be clear about it. Now, amayitvena, when he is beyond the Maya Shakti, he is not using it at that time. That same Brahman is what? Satya, Jnana, Ananda, Advitiya Rupatvam cha. He is Satya, Jnana, Ananda, Advitiya. Advitiya is one without second. Satya, Jnana, Ananda, Satchidananda. तो अमायित्वेन सच्चिदानंद सत्य ज्ञानानंदत्व ब्रह्म मायित्वेन ईश्वर सर्वात्मत्व then सर्वज्ञ सर्वशक्तिमान इत्यादि. So both we have to comprehend and accept in our heart. That's why ऐसा गुण साकार का उपासना करते रहे, निर्गुण से हम तादात्म्य करते रहे. Even after nirguna brahma is achieved, that jivan mukta, when he vyavahara he does with the upadhis he is doing. Upadhis are of the Maya, Shakti, Maya belongs to Ishvara. Therefore, inevitably he'll have to do salutations to that Ishvara. That's why Bhagavan Rama, Bhagavan Krishna, they also do the namaskar to Upasana Puja. और वो किनके कर रहे हैं पूजा? वो जो टोटल परब्रह्म का जो शक्ति से जो ईश्वरत्व है उनको कर रहे हैं. For us, as we need some form, they also take. Like Rama does the worship of Shiva. Shiva goes on taking the name of Rama Rama. We are so lucky. 2 दिन पहले, in that Karandama's Prashna, Mahakala gave the answer. You know, among these 3 Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, कौन महान है? तो when they knocked the door of Brahmadeva, what was he doing? सारे जगत के सृष्टि स्थिति लय कारक विष्णु और शिव जी को मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ. Then when they went to Vishnu Loka, what was Vishnu was saying? My salutations to Brahma and Shiva who are maintaining everything. When they went to Kailas, Shiv ji वहाँ बड़े आशा पार्वती जी को बता रहे the glory of Brahma and Vishnu and says, I always surrender to them, remember to them. It was a very interesting revelation. You have seen all that prasanga, na? See that Purana and Upanishad, they're going together, complementing each other, giving us good understanding. What is required is correct, authentic, complete, clear understanding. So, Maishtvena, Ishwaratva, Sarvatmatva, then Sarvajnatva, Sarvashaktimatvadi. Amayitvena, Satya Jnana Ananda Advitiya. Okay? Then, रूपत्वं च समासेन in short Shruti Arthabhyam Abhitam. By all the Shruti and by all logic, this is how the Brahman is accepted in both ways. Be clear about it. Now, उसी को थोड़ा आगे बढ़ाते हुए इदानीम अब यहाँ तक ये बताया in the whole introduction in the first 3 mantras. इदानीम what are you going to tell in the 4th श्लोक? इदानीम means अभी आगे वाले मंत्र में इदानीम तमेव सर्वात्मानं दर्शयति. Same Sarvatma is being shown. Upanishad ka lakshya to direct us to the Paramatma only, direct us towards. So, idanim tameva sarvatmanam darshayati. In what way? This is what the crucial point. Karya karanayoho ananyatva pratipadanena. This is thoda dhyan dena. Karya karanayoho ananyatva pratipadanena. So, who is the karana of the Jagat? Paramatma. The Paramatma is the Jagat, the karana. From him, what has come out as Karya is the Jagat only. So what is achieved in the 4th and 5th mantras is Karya Karanayoho Ananyatvam is equal to Karya Karanayoho Ekatvam, which is our goal. The ultimate goal is any Karya Rupa Namatmaka Jagat we see, we should realize that it is Karanatmaka Brahman only. When the question is asked, how that one Nirguna Nirakara Brahman appearing as this Karya Jagat of so many varieties, then we bring the discussion of the Maya Shakti ityadi ityadi. वो सब to explain it, है ना? Like you have all the kitchen सामान, खाना बनाने के लिए होते सब चाकू वगैरह. You don't use it for eating or anything. जब खाना बन गया उसको साइड पे लगाओ, जम के परोस लो और खा लो. हमको वाट परोस के खाना है, everything is Brahman. The explanation that Maya and Shakti are खाना बनाने के तरीके. They're all techniques. So कार्य कारणयोः अनन्यत्व प्रतिपादनेन समेव सर्वात्मानं दर्शयति. The 4th and 5th shloka. So therefore, a Brahmagnani, he will look at everything but not as other than Brahman. Sad Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadeva Sanmatrametat na tatonyadasti astiti yo bhakti na tasya moho mirgato nidritavat prajalpa. Is the Brahmagnani in this world? Yeah. Is he contacting everything? Yeah. Is there any abnormality in him? No. Then what is difference in him and us? The abnormality which we have, he doesn't have. What it is? Taking the world other than Brahman. उनको पूरा जगत आत्मा रूपेण सी सर्वम ही एतत् ब्रह्मा अयम आत्मा ब्रह्मा. So the Brahman alone is your perceiver and perceived. Mandukya Upanishad. To that experience we have to reach. These are all intellect. Huh? Intellectual knowledge followed by sadhana takes us to experience. Stop at the knowledge level without doing sadhana, we become mere philosopher, suffering in the world, the samsara. Okay. Darshayati. Karya karanayoho ananyatva pratipadanena. So what was said so far was said. What's going to be said is said now. See that beauty of Shankara's this Sambandha Bhasha. अभी तक का डिस्कशन के द्वारा मायित्व अमायित्व परमात्मा को बताया. अब नॉट ओनली मायित्व अमायित्व but with the maya when Bhagavan is creating the karya jagat, the karya is never away from the karana. That's a common sense. You know, the karana, the karya, the ornaments can never be away from the karana, the gold. है कि नहीं? कारण के बिना कार्य तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Without the karana, the mud, where is the pot, the karya? Everywhere in the karya, the karana is there. Only for Vyavahara sake, the Rupa Nama is given value. Beyond that, in that Rupa, who is there is Parabrahman only. With that Nama, what is there is Parabrahma only. That's the great thing. The yogis achieve, the jnanis achieve it. And they are in that bliss. Because there is no differentiation, there is no upadita adatmya, there is no raga, desha, kama, krodha, khachara. These are all out of ignorance of the self and ignorance the world is other than me, that they are all born. Otherwise, no, like before the marriage, if the boy and girl love each other, how much tension and worry to maintain that love and also to convince the parents for शादी करने को वगैरह. अब गफलत से शादी हो गई मानो, वो टेंशन रहता ही नहीं. तो दूसरा टेंशन स्टार्ट होता है. Here also, when I know the whole world is me, there is no samsara. That is actual solution. Otherwise, keeping the world away from us, taking ourselves to the upadhi limited, and then wanting to get fulfillment by getting the world. It is a number one joker and bewakoof, and we are all that, honestly. In the ignorance, we want to be happy. With the upadhi tadatma as a jiva, with the world taken as a in us, and trying to procure the world, involve in the world, indulge in the world. ये सारा उड़ जाते हैं जब तत्व ज्ञान हो जाता है. Very, very powerful. It is very subtler. Okay. Example. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadeyam mrutyika iti eva satyam iti nidarshanena. So this is the nidarshana. Nischaya rupaka, nischaya rupa Upanishad darshana. That's called nidarshana. निश्चय पूर्वक उपनिषद. दर्शन मीन्स फिलॉसफी, उपनिषद फिलॉसफी. नी मीन्स निश्चय. तो उपनिषद ने निश्चय करके हमको बताया. सो वाचारंभणम विकारो नामधेयम मृत्युकेत्येव सत्यम. This quotation, which is so often used by Bhagavan Shankara and all Advaita Tattva Pratipadaka gurus, is so beautiful when one understands it. So what is there is mud. Okay. Where in that lump of the mud. What is there is mud only. In and through. Where in that pot also. Okay. Both mud only. Then where is the vikara happened? Of the mud in appearing as the pot. Where is the vikara happened? Of the mud in it appearing as pot. अगर कोई विकार होता, विकार means modification, then in the mud, in the pot, there should not be the mud. विकार हो गया ना, हो गया तो फिर mud should not be there in the pot. But any number of days after also, In and through that pot, what do we see? Only the mud alone. Therefore, विकार हुआ क्या? Actually तत्व में नहीं हुआ. But what's the difference between mud and the pot? There is a vikar. Which one? Kevala Namadheya. And it started with Vani. Vacha Arambanam Vikara. Because of the Vani only, the Vikara is projected and maintained. And how? By giving it a name. You call it as pot. The name given is Vikara. Otherwise, the original reality, the mud, never became anything other than it. It remains the same. So too, the Parabrahma is always Parabrahma. Everywhere, the Satchidananda. Because like without mud pot cannot be, without Satchidananda, the whole world of names forms cannot be. Therefore, the Sat Chit Ananda is always continuing. Mud is always continuing. Then what do you mean by pot? Only mouth, मुंह से एक बात बोल रहे हैं बस शब्द. रूप को भी वैल्यू नहीं देते वेदांत में. Why? Because there is no rupa independent of mud. Therefore, rupa is never a problem. Name is a problem. And name is required to be given. Because you can't tell somebody, अरे यार कुछ भी ले आओ करके. There are two things. The mud is there, pot is there. कुछ ले, you can't say. You have to specifically say, bring the mud or bring the pot or bring the gamla. So व्यवहार के लिए नाम जरूरत होता है. और नाम में हम सब फंस गए. Because other than the नाम, the नामी जिसको आप नाम दे रहे हो, it is never away from the reality. Pot is never away from the reality, the named part. But the name part is making as if feel that it is other than the mud, other than the other pots, other than the other flower pots. सिर्फ शब्द की ही बात है. Very subtle example this is. In the same way, entire world is nothing but the Vani only, the Nama only, which we have seen exhausted in Mandukya Upanishad. How from the Omkara only all Shabdas came, and from the all Shabdas only the Rupas are there. Therefore, Rupa Namatmak entire Jagat is nothing but Om, Om is nothing but Brahman. बहुत इसको विचार करते करते हो ये तत्व ज्ञान को दृढ़ बनाना. What is happening in our case is तत्व ज्ञान is still not allowed to go inside our personality. उसको दूर दूर ही रख रहे हैं. Like Guru also, we keep superficially away. We don't allow him to enter into our heart. Our Ishvara also, we keep him only in the puja room. We never allow them to enter into our hearts. So to the good qualities, sadgunas, see, intellectually only we keep them, don't allow them to enter into the heart. Same way, the Tattvajnana, we just keep it away only. दूर रखो भाई, टाइम पास के लिए 1 घंटा नहीं. जब तक वो भीतर नहीं जाता, it doesn't work. Like the food is on the table, it won't remove your hunger. Only when it goes inside, then it does its work. वेदांत का भी वही होता है. It has to go inside. This is the Tattva Chintanam. Vikaraha vacha arambanam. Otherwise, the Atman is nirvikara. And what is the meaning of vacha arambanam? Namadheyam. What is the truth? Mrittika iti eva satyam. It was mud, it is mud, it will always be mud. It was Brahman, it's Brahman, it always will be Brahman. Now, this knowledge, because we are studying Upanishad so many years, we are able to listen and appreciate. Those who have just now come to the class, or those who are interested only in some upasana and get Arthakama from Bhagwan, उनका ऐसा बाउंसर हो जाता है, ऐसा वाइड हो जाता है, isn't it? So that's a regular Shastra Shravanam. Having given the quotation, iti निर्दर्शनेन. अब देखो इतना बढ़िया उपनिषदों में अबो परब्रह्म, what is said, so many words, our great Shankara Bhagwan is using at one place and telling us. What's the topic? Karya Karana Abheda Rupena, same Sarva Atma is shown to us. Quotation, Vacharam Madam Vikara Namadevam Vrittiketeva Satyam. Iti. With that, the Paramatma only is in the form of Jagat. To that form, you give the different names. Just like one mud, if molded, can be in various shapes. But mud remains mud. So to one Parabrahma can be in various shapes, but he remains as same. Water is in various shapes but remains as same. Gold is in various shapes of ornaments, but it has not lost its originality. In that way. See, iti nidarsnena advitiya. I will only read today, explain tomorrow. Apurva, anapara, नेति नेति इति आत्मक आत्मक वाग अगोचर असनायादि असंस्पृष्ट प्रत्यस्तमित भेद चित सत आनंद ब्रह्म आत्मत्वम प्रदर्शयितु मनाः. उसको प्रदर्शन करने की इच्छा से. See how many words are used. At one place, the words about Paramatma from different Upanishads are brought to show that Paramatma prakrutya eva. Again, at Paramatma का और थोड़ा explanation. प्रकृत्या एव प्रपंच भ्रांताम अवस्थाम प्राप्तस्य. By his own nature, his own Maya Shakti, he himself in the Bhranti avastha as if the prapancha. Then he is Parabrahmana, Ishwaratmana, Sarvagnatva, Avatapatma, Papatmadi Rupena, Devata. You know, these are all little beautiful things there again. As I told you, the Parabrahma, Paramatma has Tatastha Rupena, Swarupa Rupena explained. These words talk about him. ऐसे परमात्मा को दर्शन करने के लिए पूरा आगे वाला पोर्शन, स्पेशली द नेक्स्ट टू श्लोकास टॉक अबाउट द कार्य रूप जगत एंड दैट इज नथिंग बट कारण ब्रह्म. And that Karya Rupa Jagat is explained in the fourth mantra like a chakra, the wheel. In the fifth mantra, like a Nadi. So, Nadi Rupi Karya Jagat, Chakra Rupi Karya Jagat is nothing other than the Karana Brahma only. बस इसका हमें गंभीर ज्ञान होना चाहिए. Just like when you see a red color and the eye is very pakka, we have no doubt कि लाल है, ये पीला है, काला है. So when you have no, she's my wife or my child, there's no doubt. Is it a tree or it's a nadi? कोई फर्क है कि doubt है क्या? In the same way, everything is Brahman. That knowledge has to become stronger. All our struggle is for that, for which we have just started the journey. We continue this journey, then that sthiti will come. When we continue journey with the idea that I will not give up my prayanam, my travel, till I completely come to intellectual understanding, sadhana and anubhuti. That sarvami etad brahma. There is nothing other than it. Then only the samsara will end. Otherwise, not only the samsara will continue, we are caught up in samsara, wanting to come out of the samsara. You understand the samsaric life is what? शेर के है ना अटैक से बचने के लिए शेर के ही मुंह में जाना. You understand this paradox? To free ourselves from the tiger or lion, we are entering into its own mouth, thinking that it is a safe place. So to come out of all the miseries and dukkha, we enter into the samsara only, which is the cause of dukkha. It's a paradox. Where are all the miseries in the samsara? And what are you doing? Where is the misery less bliss in Brahman? What about the Brahman? अब नहीं, बाद में देखेंगे. What a funny character when we study Vedanta. Then nobody need to be looked at and laughed. We can laugh at ourselves. है ना. दैट्स वाई वेदांती लोग हंसते रहते हैं. क्यों इतना हंस रहे हो? किसको देख के? मेरी याद आ रही थी मुझे पहले की कितना बेवकूफ था मैं, कितना मूर्ख था. आई वॉज रनिंग इन द वर्ल्ड for the sake of freedom from dukkha, where it is a giver of dukkha. And I was going away from the self, which is a bliss. Isn't it? Like sometime when you remember your childhood activities, some funny, हंसी आती है ना. तब स्टार्ट किया मैंने बेवकूफ़ बनना, अभी तक चल रहा है. We remember it. What we have done 10th class, 5th class. Some naughty things you must have done. याद करके आता है. झूठ बोला होगा, चोरी किया हो, कुछ भी. तो we laugh at now. Or we say, yeah, that was the seed. Now तो बड़ा बड़ा. In the same way, Vedanti, when he catches this essence, very deeply, not as we are doing now, superficially, only in the class for some time. No, it has percolated, permeated into our system so much that knowledge is one with us, we are with that one knowledge. Thereafter, when we look at others also, when we look at our own past also, it's a laughter only. Why? Because they're all cartoons. Reality को साइड पे रख के अनरियल में रियल ढूंढ रहे. नास्ति अकृतः कृतेन. So these words about Paramatma, and then he alone again, 1, 2, 3, 4 explanations of that Paramatma will be given again. Very cute it is. It gives the comprehensive picture about one side Nirguna Paramatma, other side the Saguna Maya Yukta Ishwar. दोनों को हमें समझना है, दोनों की बात हो रही है सारे शास्त्रों में. हालांकि अनुभूति इज ऑफ निर्गुण परमात्मा, बट उसके लिए सहायकारी द सगुण ओनली. आफ्टर द अनुभूति अगेन वी हैव टू लिव इन द सगुण ओनली विदाउट मिसिंग दैट अनुभूति. जब तक प्रारब्ध है, जब तक शरीर में है. यू वांट टू मर्ज इन द ब्रह्मानुभूति, you can do again. Go back. Like Parikshit ji asked, took permission and entered. Like Bhishmacharya. He did not enter into Brahmanubhuti, but he entered into his place from where he came. He has come from being one of the Ashtavasu. Ashtavasuओं से एक Bhishmacharya. He became the Vasu. Like so many devatas cursed in the Swarga come to be somebody in human or animal yoni. होने के बाद they go back to devata only. Not everybody goes to Brahma unless you seek it, you want it. ओके, टुमारो विल सी ऑल दिस ब्यूटीफुल थिंग. एक और दिन लगेगा, कल भी लगेगा, परसों भी लगेगा. देन वी एंटर इनटू फोर्थ मंत्र. इट विल टेक 4 days टू एक्सप्लेन. आई विल गो स्लो बिकॉज द कंटेंट्स आर सो मेनी इन दैट. फ्यूचर में एक श्लोक थोड़ा स्लो है, छोटे हैं, तो एक दिन में 2 3 4 हम कर सकते. सो हैव पेशेंस. ओम 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 ओम. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. ओम तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you.